For decades, the story of U.S. immigration was defined by one word: delays. Families waited endlessly for updates that never came. Work permits dragged on for over a year. Green card applications stalled without reason. Employers couldn't plan ahead, and communities felt the ripple effects of a system that seemed permanently broken. But in 2025, that long, frustrating chapter is beginning to change. Recent reports and official USCIS data confirm that processing is speeding up. Approvals are landing in mailboxes sooner. Interviews are being scheduled at a faster pace. While the immigration backlog has not disappeared, the wheels are finally moving again. And for millions of immigrants, that makes a world of difference. The long shadow of backlogs. Backlogs have shaped immigrant life in the U.S. for years. Timelines stretched far beyond what anyone could reasonably expect. Families were torn apart as petitions sat untouched. Workers lost opportunities and income because their permits were stuck in limbo. Businesses across industries struggled to fill critical roles, leading to instability that reached every corner of the system. Applicants and lawyers alike came to view immigration timelines as unreliable. Families grew so discouraged that some simply gave up hope of ever receiving an answer. The backlog was more than a statistic. It was a daily obstacle that defined lives and futures. What changed in 2025? August 2025 marked a turning point. Data released by USCIS, along with field reports from immigration attorneys and applicants, show a clear shift. Cases are moving faster. Work permits, which used to drag on for 10 to 14 months, are now being approved in as little as 4 to 6 months. Family petitions, such as I-130 and I-485 applications, are advancing at a pace not seen in years. Many applicants are receiving interview dates within a year, rather than facing indefinite postponements. Employment-based green cards, once paralyzed by demand and backlogs, are finally showing steady movement, creating new hope for thousands of skilled workers. For the first time in years, applicants are not only seeing progress, but also feeling it in their daily lives. Why are cases moving faster? Several factors are driving this improvement. 1. Policy reforms taking effect. Reforms initiated during the Biden administration, like staffing increases, technological upgrades, and streamlined workflows, are finally producing visible results. 2. Efficiency pressures under Trump. When President Trump re-entered office in 2025 with strict immigration enforcement orders, USCIS came under pressure to demonstrate efficiency. Delivering faster results became a priority alongside stricter oversight. 3. Operational changes. By cutting down redundant steps and investing in digital processing, USCIS has reduced bottlenecks that once slowed cases to a crawl. The result is a system that, while far from perfect, is processing petitions at a pace not seen in years. How families benefit. The impact of faster processing goes well beyond numbers. For families, each approval represents stability, relief, and the chance to move forward. Spouses are being reunited sooner. Parents can secure legal stability for their children. Couples are able to plan their future without the constant anxiety of indefinite delays. Families who once felt trapped in limbo are finally receiving interview notices and approvals. For many, these changes are not only welcome, they're essential for rebuilding trust in a system that had lost credibility. Work permits, a game changer. Among the most noticeable improvements are work permit approvals. Not long ago, applicants routinely waited over a year just to be allowed to work legally. During that time, many were unable to support their families, take job offers, or even participate openly in the economy. Now, with processing times reduced to 4 to 6 months, applicants can start working much sooner. This is transformative. Families gain financial stability. Workers contribute to industries facing severe labor shortages, including healthcare, construction, and education. Immigrants feel less vulnerable because they no longer risk lapses in their ability to work legally. This single improvement strengthens both immigrant households and the broader U.S. economy. Family green cards, finally moving forward. Family-based immigration has long been the backbone of the U.S. system. But for years, families were stuck waiting as interviews were delayed without explanation. Now, in 2025, real progress is visible. Applicants for I-130 and I-485 petitions are reporting interview scheduling within months instead of years. While not every case is moving quickly, the shift is undeniable. Families are once again able to plan ahead with greater certainty, instead of living under a cloud of endless waiting. Employment-based green cards, signs of relief. Employment-based categories have historically been weighed down by massive demand and strict quotas. Many applicants viewed progress as nearly impossible. But in 2025, those categories are finally showing signs of relief. Applicants are seeing movement, faster scheduling, and clearer paths toward permanent residency. For businesses that rely on skilled immigrant workers, these approvals create stability. For applicants, they represent long-awaited opportunities to secure permanent futures in the United States. Uneven progress still exists. Despite these gains, it's important to note that not every part of the system is improving at the same rate. Consular processing abroad. Overseas applicants, including spouses and children waiting for visa appointments, still face long delays, often exceeding a year. Complex cases, petitions requiring additional evidence or with errors continue to experience setbacks, regardless of broader improvements. This unevenness serves as a reminder that while progress is real, it is far from uniform. Many families still remain in limbo. Accuracy matters more than ever. Experts stress one critical point. Faster processing only helps if applications are complete and accurate. Mistakes or missing information almost guarantee delays. Requests for evidence, RFEs, can erase the advantage of shorter timelines, dragging cases out for months. That means applicants must be diligent. Submit petitions carefully. Double-check every form and document. Avoid errors that could trigger unnecessary setbacks. Even in a faster system, accuracy remains the single most important factor for success. How long will the progress last? The big question is whether this improvement will last. Immigration policy is highly political, and history shows that processing speeds can shift dramatically with new administrations, executive orders, or budget cuts. Optimistic view. If current reforms continue, progress could solidify into long-term stability. Realistic view. Without major congressional reform, backlogs could easily return in the future. Advocates encourage immigrants to act now. File applications while timelines are favorable. Waiting too long could mean getting trapped in the next slowdown. Timing, as always, matters. Broader impact of faster approvals. Faster immigration processing doesn't just help individuals, it strengthens the nation as a whole. Immigrants with work permits contribute taxes, spend in local economies, and fill critical labor gaps. Families with green cards invest in housing, education, and community growth. Faster approvals restore public confidence in the immigration system, showing that it can function fairly and efficiently. Approvals are not just documents. They are lifelines that shape lives, families, and communities, and when they move faster, the entire country benefits. Fragile progress. Still, this progress is fragile. Visa quotas remain outdated, and USCIS resources are limited. Without structural reform, the backlog problem could easily resurface. Today's improvements may represent short-term relief rather than a permanent fix. Immigrants must remain cautious. Filing promptly, preparing carefully, and staying informed are essential strategies in navigating an unpredictable system. Practical guidance for applicants. For those eligible, the message is clear: act now. File applications as soon as possible. Ensure petitions are complete and accurate. Monitor updates regularly and respond quickly to any USCIS requests. Immigration remains a system where timing and preparation make all the difference. Those who move responsibly today are best positioned to secure stability for the future. Final thoughts. For years, the immigration story in the U.S. was one of backlogs and endless waiting. In 2025, that story is beginning to change. Families are reuniting, workers are contributing sooner, and communities are regaining stability. This progress is not perfect and it may not last forever, but it is real, and for millions of immigrants, even partial improvement is life-changing. Immigration in America has always been a story of resilience. Today's developments do not end that story, but they add a hopeful new chapter, one where efficiency and speed bring relief to families and strength to communities. If you found this update useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future immigration news. Thank you for watching. and we'll see you in the next video.